Listen up. This is not an intro. This is a declaration of war. A big SUV, almost 4.9 meters long, 7 seats. Starting price? Roughly $50,000. Name? Jaecoo J8. And it walks into the segment with a handgun already cocked. That gun is pointed straight at Titans, Kia Sorento, and Hyundai Santa Fe. Hear that clicking? That's the segment's countdown clock. For the last 5 years, Korean makers climbed rung by rung, upgrades, refinements. They built a fortress of trust. Then suddenly, an outsider appears. Not a noisy troublemaker, a player who knows how to play. Jaecoo J8. Bold, unpredictable, aggressive. But it's not the name that keeps the market awake. It's the number. A number that sends financial spreadsheets flying off the table. 50K. And you get 605 horsepower. Yes, 605. Not a sports car, not a two-door coupe. This is a 7-seat family SUV for school runs and red light show-offs. We're used to 2.2-liter diesels or 2.5-liter gas engines, around 180 to 200 HP. J8 strolls up and slaps 605 in your face. So today, Carcry puts the J8 on the dissecting table. Not to praise, but to expose. Is this the deal of the century? Or just a shiny bait, beautiful enough that you miss the trap underneath? We will inspect every detail, equipment, real-world value, brand trust. 605 horsepower sounds savage. But will 605 horsepower beat 10 years of Sorento history? No sentiment, no gloss, only numbers and naked truth. Now, lock your screens, lean back. We begin. The first shock. We need to talk about muscle. The Sorento and Santa Fe. They run gasoline and diesel engines, familiar setups. Maximum output? Around 200 horsepower. About 440 Newton meters, plenty and proven. The J8 throws in a PHEV system, a plug-in hybrid. A 1.5-liter turbo engine paired with 2 electric motors. Combined output, 605 horsepower. Torque, 915 Newton meters. You don't need to be an engineer, just know this. That number is triple the Sorento. It's in the league of a Porsche Cayenne Turbo S, sometimes even higher. It does 0 to 100 in 5.4 seconds. A family SUV does that. So the logical question flips back. Why do we need 605 horsepower? For school runs? For traffic jams in Los Angeles or Berlin? For one purpose only, to break prejudice. The J8 sells something unnecessary, but that unnecessary thing is exactly what people want. This PHEV system isn't just for bragging rights. It affects real-world performance. The J8 uses an 8-speed automatic, or a DHT on the hybrid variant. The Sorento uses an 8-speed dual clutch. Dual clutch shifts fast, but it can be sensitive to heat and durability. The J8 setup focuses on smoothness and hybrid load tolerance. The J8 has smart AWD with torque vectoring, meaning it can actively distribute power between wheels. Sorento and Santa Fe use traditional AWD, good, but not as sophisticated. Speaking of performance, Sorento is the diligent student, reliable, predictable. The J8 is an Olympic athlete wearing a dress shirt. They sell safety. The J8 sells domination. Here's the bare truth. If you enjoy being pushed into the seat when you floor it, the J8 wins. If you value stability, low maintenance costs, the Sorento is still a rock-solid bet. 605 horsepower, a brutal punchline. It tells the world, I'm not just another Chinese SUV. I'm the upgraded version of everything you've seen. The darkness of this segment begins with speed. Now then, stop looking at the dashboard. Look at the place you're sitting. If the J8 is 605 horsepower on the outside, then on the inside, it's a first-class lounge. The Sorento has good interiors, Napa leather, power seats, nice, modern, but it stops at premium mainstream. The J8 pushes everything into simulated luxury. The queen seat, not a normal seat, It has massage, a leg rest, multi-way power adjustment. Sit in it, and traffic suddenly feels optional. Remember the boss button? That tiny detail, a button that lets the rear passenger push the front seat forward. It's not technology, it's psychology. It says, you are being served. The Sorento doesn't have it. It gives you space. The J8 gives you authority. Next is audio. The J8 uses a 14-speaker Sony system. The Sorento uses Bose with 12 speakers. Both are good, but Sony often has a wider soundstage. The J8 wants you to think you're inside a concert hall. Screens. The J8 offers dual displays or a curved 15.6-inch screen on higher trims. Big, commanding. The Sorento's 12.3-inch screen is still great, but visually, the J8 creates a stage. This is the core difference. Sorento sells you a car. The J8 sells you a welcome experience. But we must peel back the truth. The wood veneer on the J8, the suede, they may feel more synthetic than the Sorento. That's the price of undercutting the market. The J8 uses materials that look premium, but in 3 years, will the feel and durability stay the same? That's the big question. Sorento uses durable materials. The J8 uses eye candy materials. If you're Gen Z, if you love taking photos, if you like attention, the J8 wins. It has everything to show off. If you're a car purist, if you value real materials, precise fit and finish, the Sorento still holds the upper hand. The J8 is a fast-tailored suit, stylish, striking. The Sorento is a long-established suit brand, fitted, trusted. Flash or longevity? That's the test. Enough. Stop the fantasy comparisons. Let's talk money and safety. Around the equivalent of 1.2 billion VND globally, that investment, what's the real risk? The Sorento and Santa Fe? They have massive dealer networks. Parts are easy to find. Resale values are extremely stable. You buy a Sorento today, 3 years later, you know exactly how much you'll lose. That's financial safety. The J8? A new brand, a Chinese manufacturer. They make a promise, an 8-year warranty. Sounds fantastic. But here is the truth. An 8-year warranty only matters if the brand survives in that market for 8 years. Service costs? Sure, the J8 is efficient thanks to its PHEV system, but parts pricing, especially for tech-heavy components like electric motors and batteries, is still a giant question mark. And that's where the contrast becomes sharp. The Sorento sells you a clear contract. The J8 sells you a shiny dream. If you buy the J8, you're accepting market risk. You're accepting faster depreciation because there's no long-term resale data. But in return, you're getting 605 horsepower, a luxury cabin, at a shockingly low price. That's the reward for being bold. The J8 is a big gamble, a bet on the future of Chinese brands and PHVs. The Sorento is the choice of the present, of stability. Younger buyers, Gen Z, 18 to 35, won't fear the risk. They want new things. They want tech. They want 605 horsepower. They see the J8 as a personal statement. Older buyers, business owners, they see the J8 as a giant question mark. They see the Sorento as the optimal plan. In short, the J8 is using tech and aggressive pricing to start a new era. It forces the Korean brands to react, add features, lower margins. That's good for consumers. But for you, the one about to spend real money, you must ask yourself, are you the type who runs ahead of the crowd or the type who stays with the safe majority? The answer will decide the fate of your car. Now it's time to wrap up. Clear, decisive. We've dissected the J8. It's a peculiar SUV. It has the heart of a supercar and the mind of a marketing genius. It's not a Sorento. Sorento represents tradition and reliability. The J8 represents boldness and domination. It imposes 605 horsepower into the 50K-ish SUV segment. It brings massage seats to a 7-seater family SUV. You should buy the J8 if you can handle financial risk, you crave cutting-edge technology, you want heads to turn wherever you go, and you're okay with lower resale value. You should choose the Sorento if You need a family car that's durable, serviceable, and prioritizes peace of mind over flashiness. The J8 has changed the game. It's a rebel. Sorento remains a king. But even a king must stay vigilant. If you're still hesitating between any SUVs in this segment, do one thing only. Hit the subscribe button below, turn on notifications, and comment, "I choose 605 HP" if you're ready to take this gamble. See you in the next Carcry Deep Dive review.